and welcome back to my channel. And today is Rwanda versus Nigeria, AFCON 2025 qualifier match day 2, and it's happening live in Kigali. Now, of course, Nigeria won their first game against Benin Republic 3-0 at home in Uyo, Akwa Ibom, and they are obviously traveling out to face Rwanda. Now, I do think it's going to be a tricky game, as I said in my last match, and the lineup remains the same, except for one or two changes that head coach Augustine Eguavan has done. But I do believe that the players can handle the pressure that Rwanda would sort of bring because they are playing at home. But looking at that side, and the way they played in the last game, it's quite interesting to see how well they are going to play against the defensive side and the general tactical play of the Rwandans. But with the likes of Ademola Lookman, Simon Moses in that side, I do believe that they can handle the pressure that would come from playing with them. But I also believe that the pressure is more on the Rwanda side because they know how well Nigeria, is with the quality of players we have, how good they are on the attacking side. I would not be surprised if more of the pressure is on them. But then again, they are at home. They might be just a tiny bit more relaxed. But I expect that the game is going to be a very exciting one, to watch. Now, looking at the lineup, and of course, Stanley Mwabali as the goalkeeper, we have Fisayo Dele Bashiru in the defense. We have the captain William Trust Ekong. We also have Samuel Chukwueze, who is in the midfield and also goes forward. We have Olaino also in the defense. We have Semi Ajayi in the defense. We have Bruno Oyemachi, who is also in the defensive work. We have Kelvin Bassi. We have Wilfred Ndidi. We have Victor Boniface and Ademola Lookman. That's a very good lineup, and I think just one or two changes, in that lineup that is starting off today. But I do feel that they can handle the pressure that would come of facing Rwanda. Rwanda in their last game played 1-1, in their last match against what's it called now, Libya. They played 1-1 against Libya, so it should be an easier outing for us when we meet them. And if for any reason at all they are not able to get probably the first goals, maybe more than 2 goals in the first half, I'm sure that before the end of the game they can get the necessary 3 points. At the moment, we have 3 points, which keeps us literally on the top of the table. But it's best that we pick up another 3 points to make it 6 points and stamp our space or our place in that top of that group. So I do believe that they can handle the pressure. We have the likes of Victor Osimhen on the bench, who can come off, substituted in and get even more goals for us. So it's an amazing, and I actually believe that Victor Boniface should be able to get probably a goal today. He wasn't able to in the last game. I think he's still finding it difficult to get the hang of that team, but he will find his feet eventually. It was exactly what happened with Victor Osimhen, so it won't be much of a surprise. But I do expect Victor Osimhen to come in and get a goal or two if possible. But let's see how the match goes. We are obviously going to be doing like more of a watch along and reactions of some other people as to what they think about the game. The first half is going to be starting in about 30 minutes, and so stick with me while we watch along and get the reactions of some people as the show goes on. And don't go anywhere. We are still here watching the game. Don't go anywhere. Okay, guys, so it's the end of the first half of Rwanda and the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and it's still goalless. Now, it's been a very interesting first half. I think the home team were quite dangerous going forward in the first 15-20 minutes, and then Nigerian pick up the pace and of course tried to go on counter attacks. And unfortunately, yes, we had a goal cancelled off because it was offside by Lukman. But we also had, I think Victor Boniface had a chance. Lukman had another chance. And I do think it's been a very interesting first half because Nigeria has obviously been the better side in the first half. Having chances, having about 9 shots on target compared to that 11 of the Rwandans, but they have 3 shots on target compared to 1 of the Rwandans. So I think it's been a very half and half performance from the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the first half. I do expect that yes, there'll probably be 1 or 2 changes when the second half starts, and probably Victor Osimhen coming on and making the difference. But you can always tell the difference with playing at home and having the support of the fans. It was obvious with the Rwandans and how well they were playing, how well they were attacking, giving our defense a lot of work. The likes of Semi Ajayi, Olaino, who was yellow carded. It's been an interesting first half, and I do expect them to pick up the pace, especially on counter attacks in the second half, probably with the addition of Simon Moses, who is also a winger and a very fast-paced player. He's going to bring more energy into the team, into the squad. So definitely, I do believe that it might probably just end in a one goal win for Nigeria, but let's still see how it goes. Irrespective of what the results is, without a loss, probably a draw or a win is always still in the advantage for the Super Eagles. So the first half has been, as I said, a half and half performance from them, not picking up the pace for the first 15-20 minutes, eventually doing so and still not really getting the result that they want. But we've seen a lot of chances from corner kicks. Lukman, of course, handling that and making sure that he got into the box. But unfortunately, they've not seen the end of those set pieces, which I hope they can work on probably before their next game. But ahead of the second half, hopefully the team can do better, work on their final touches also, and probably get a goal. But that's it for the first half, and I'm still here. We'll still talk more about the second half and the game in general when the second half ends. But I'm still here, and until the game is done, don't go anywhere. What was your reaction about the goalless draw between Rwanda and Nigeria?
It's a story of missed chances and an inspired goalkeeper. Super Eagles had many chances that we could have buried. Another day we could have won, but the Rwandan goalkeeper chose to be the star of the show. I think he deserved to be the man of the match. And it's just pretty much that. And you look at the scoreboard, 0-0, but you look at the standings on the table, 4 points out of 6. And coming from the chaos that we have experienced in the last couple of weeks with the NFF and the appointment of coaches and then Victor Osimhen's transfer, I think we'll take it. 4 points out of 6 is not bad.
Yeah, just as you said, 4 points out of 6. Going forward, do you think they still have a chance? Looking at that we are playing Liberia and Rwanda, in other games, but do you really think they have, the chances to qualify for the AFCON 2025?
Yes, I think they have a fair chance. They started really well, and now in the October international window, it's a game home and away against Libya. And Libya have not particularly been convincing at this point, but why not? I mean, on paper, it looks like winnable game, of course, especially games at home. As you can see, when we go outside the country, we struggle, but you expect that at least we can get another 4 points minimum out of those two games against Libya in October, and then in November we can, of course, do the business against Benin Republic as well. So I think we have a very good chance. Looking at how many games left, I think we should take just about enough points to qualify for Morocco next year.
All right. Thank you very much, Ayomide.
You're welcome.
Mr. Tayo, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, so what is your expectation and your reaction about the Super Eagles draw against Rwanda?
Yeah, first my reactions to that game was that it was expected that the Eagles must get at least a point from that game because it's a difficult ground. Rwanda as a country, they would love to have a win or a draw against a team like the Super Eagles because of the tourism aspect they look at on their own side of development. So on that game, I felt the Eagles maybe could have won, but a safe place for them is a draw. And for Rwanda, it's also good for them. And then you would expect maybe Victor Osimhen would have gotten a goal. You know, playing on a field like that is difficult for a player like that. And when a top players meet average players, so to speak, now no disrespect to the Rwandese, they would always, there will be some level of difficulty in getting the best out of the top stars like Ademola Lookman. So my expectations now for their next games against Libya will be first Nigeria will be hosting on October 7th. So Nigeria should win that game. It's not given. You have to work for it to get it. This is Africa. Then the return leg in Tripoli. That should be the second game in the year. Libya will be playing at home after a very long time away from home. So another potential draw, but they can get a win because Rwanda went there, they got a draw, but the Eagles can go ahead and get a win. Then leave the last two match days, 5 and 6 in November, for something they can easily manage and qualify as group leaders of for the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco.
Okay, just before I let you go, do you think the head coach Augustin Egbavo will still be in charge of the other two games?
Well,
in October?
I feel the NFF now they have about a month to the next game. We don't want to hire a coach who will not have a contact with the players because international window is quite short. And how will the coach now want to interact? The NFF want to stay in that safe haven and say, okay, Egbavon should continue. But having Egbavon, I have my little reservations. It starts well, then before you know what, things starts creeping in. But you should also understand that being the technical director of the NFF since that 2021 debacle against Ghana, it's gone around, it's traveled around acquiring knowledge. But now, implementing or applying this knowledge to get the result and take the Eagles beyond a struggling level is what I would expect. But if we don't get that, I think the NFF can then use that of October to get a new coach, to move with the boys, to interact with them, to bond with them ahead of the World Cup qualifiers in March in 2025.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Tayo.
Thank you.
It was unlucky that we didn't get a couple of goals. Ademola Lookman got a couple of chances. Osimhen came on, did well too. On another day, maybe if you had our fans behind us, maybe if we played in Rio, could have ended 3-0, could have ended 4-0. But at the moment, we're in a good position. The 3-0 win at Uyo against Benin Republic puts us in a very comfortable position in the group. Going to Rwanda to draw one goalless, it's not bad, but I think we could have strived better to get the goal. Our defense was solid. One Bali was barely troubled. I think for just that one save we made towards the end of the second half. But we got a couple of. I still don't understand what happened to the Salah goal. The referees come and explain that to us. It was all in all, it was a good performance. Something to build up on. Egbavon has done a good job in the last two games, seen as he was given just a short time to handle the players. So I don't know, good performance. And it's nice to see the Nigerian side that playing for each other. The guys look like they genuinely like each other. playing for each other, running for each other, covering, doing everything possible. The Iwobi didn't play a single minute today. I mean, he was on the sideline sharing his guys up, didn't throw any feet, no animosity. Taiwo Awoniyi didn't play at all against Benin, came on in the tail end of this game, still wanted to get the result for the team. So all in all, it's the first two matches good outing for the Super Eagles.
Well, guys, it ended in a goalless draw. The Super Eagles gave everything. I think they did. However, there should have been, some tactical change from the coach. And yes, I get that he brought Victor Osimhen on, he brought Moses Simon on, he also brought Onyedika on. But I feel Victor Osimhen felt like he was the only one in front. There was practically no one to support him in front. Yes, they had a lot of chances, which I think disappointedly they didn't take. Hopefully, probably in their next game, they will take those chances. They will improve on their goal scoring chances. But then again, I feel Rwanda played to get a draw. Yes, they attacked, in one or two cases, scenarios, but you could tell that there was no end product to what they were trying to do. However, the Super Eagles tried everything to the very last minute. Ademola Lookman was, you know, as amazing as it's always been, at least for the past, I don't know, 1 year plus. Well, it's a draw, and we are still top of the table. And I want to believe it's so until Benin and Libya plays. But I think there's still a lot of work to do with that side. The coaches, that's Austin Eguavon, the assistant, Ogumodede, and Ilechukwu still have a lot of work to do with that team. But I think they've done an excellent job. In the last two games, they've not conceded a goal, and they have 3 goals in their account. It's a good one, but a lot of work still has to be done. A lot of chances that they didn't take. Osimhen missed about 2 chances. Lukman missed about two chances. And Rwanda goalkeeper, he was exceptional. Like, he made a lot of saves. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why we didn't have a goal. But yes, that's the AFCON qualifiers for the Super Eagles in the month of September. And I'm sure probably when they will come back, probably in another month from now, in October, for the next set of AFCON qualifier games. Just maybe the problem is we don't know if Eguavon is still going to be in charge. But if so, then why not? Why not? I do think he should be left alone to handle that team, probably even till the end of the qualifiers are done in October, November. Yeah, October, November. Hopefully they allow him to do the job and do it well, and the team has an headway on what exactly they are doing. But that's the game for today between Rwanda and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It was an exciting game, it was half and half, but I felt like the team could have done better. Well, and that's it from me here. And, probably over the course of the week, we'll be returning to the Premier League because the Premier League starts this weekend, and it's going to be match preview, of course, as usual, match preview and results over the course of the weekend. Anyways, that's it for me here. I would definitely be giving you a breakdown of some clips of some of the games, as to the chances missed from the Super Eagles, and a few clips here and there as to what happened in the game for those who couldn't watch it live. But until I come your way again, it's bye for now.